ES Audio.
What's up, guys? I'm John Weeks, and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Welcome to episode 1 of our week-long series all about EVs as part of the Evening Standard's Plug It In campaign, helping Londoners better understand the electric vehicle landscape and driving forward the electric conversation. And this episode's electric conversation is all about sounds and stress-free driving. We put 3 EV virgins to the test, giving them each an electric car to use for their daily trips, and asked them to report back. We'll hear from them later. But first, we've been speaking with Professor Duncan Williams, a lecturer in acoustics and audio engineering at the University of Salford, about how important sounds and noises can be when it comes to the driving experience.
Is there a way that a quieter drive can change how you're experiencing the drive? Absolutely. In my view, it's about the power of music.
EV manufacturers say one of the benefits of electric cars is how quiet they are compared with petrol or diesel cars because they don't have a noisy engine. But what does Duncan think?
I've seen this effect happen both ways, where it can be more relaxing to not have a kind of constant droning noise of the engine, or also the constant droning noise can actually be quite meditative and helpful.
It turns out that a low constant drone of sound is actually something artificially introduced in some situations.
We actually do use this in acoustic design for places like open office call centres, where you might pipe in a low amount of background noise. You'd think it'd be torturous for people, but actually it makes people feel more comfortable because it's not dead quiet. It's not like going into a library where everything's super quiet, and if you speak, you're kind of going to look around and worry about what you're saying or what's happening on the phone call. So it goes both ways, and I don't think just saying quieter is better is always the answer. We're more complicated creatures than that.
But according to Duncan, there's one big benefit of EVs being so quiet.
In the EV, when it's quiet, you actually have this brilliant opportunity to really listen to music. Of course, you should be driving and concentrating on the road, but you can do 2 things at once. It's a moment where sound can really reach you. It's not just that it's quiet, that the car's quiet. It's that traditionally radio is compressed and everything's hyper loud. They're designed to cut over the sound of your combustion engine. That stuff can go away when the engine is quieter.
So could music be the key to helping us de-stress intense situations like negotiating heavy traffic?
Music is a really powerful thing. If you go to the gym and you listen to the right kind of music, you'll have a better time. If you jump in the bath after a long drive across the city centre and it's been very stressful and you put a nice meditative piece of music on, you will have a better time. Essentially, music enhances all of those human experiences. Who would have thought it after 200,000 years that there would be this mystical language that we can all speak but that connects with everyone?
Coming up, hear from our EV virgins about how they got on with their electric cars in everyday life. Why not hit follow and give us a rating during the break? Welcome back. Now, when it comes to stress-free driving, how do EVs stack up?
Drives really nicely. The engine is so quiet, I'm not used to it. Compared to our petrol Mini, it's so quiet, it's a lot more responsive. When you press the pedal, it really goes for it, and obviously there's no clunkiness with kind of switching gears. That's
Tristan's review. He's one of 3 EV virgins we asked to test an electric car in their daily lives. Tristan found that the Peugeot E208 that he drove was spot on for short trips around London.
The car is really comfortable, it's super smooth, yet responsive and zippy. Using an electric car locally has been great, and in and around there are lots of charging points, and the map on the screen helpfully tells tells you where they are. A big benefit was that we could charge the card right outside our flat via pay-as-you-go lamppost, and there are apps that you can track your spend and how much charge there is remaining. Plus, our black Labrador Rudy could easily fit in the back.
Next up was Nick, who took a Ford Mustang E-Mach on a trip to Devon, but struggled when it came to charging it.
There are 2 chargers here, but one's broken. So I've been waiting for about half an hour for this car to disappear, and then I'm not sure how much longer I'll have to wait for my car to charge enough for me to get home. It's the second time today I've been sitting in a nondescript place, waiting. It's not really what you want.
But Nick did seem to like the actual car itself.
The car is a beautiful thing, and it's fantastic to drive. Very, very simple. Loved its acceleration. It overtakes like a dream. It's very smooth. It's easier than an automatic car. Great going up hills. Very comfortable and luxurious inside.
And finally, Eliza tried out a Volkswagen ID4, largely testing it on the school run.
So what's been really great in all the stop-starting with the traffic has been the brake mode. So it's 1 foot driving. I only have to have my foot on the accelerator, and the car does the braking for me when I take the foot off the accelerator. And when I take the foot off and the car's braking, it's recharging the battery. And I found that after the 4-mile round trip to school, the electric mileage hadn't come down at all. So it's really, really efficient.
She also found the green nature of the EV actually took a load off her mind.
One thing I'm used to doing in a petrol car on the school run is thinking about conserving fuel as much as possible, or I might be worrying that I'm going to run out of fuel. So I brake as little as possible because I'm aware that short stop-start journeys are the most polluting for the environment. So it's been really refreshing not to have to worry about this.
Coming up on Thursday this week, it's the Evening Standard's Plug It In Summit, bringing together policymakers, business leaders, innovators and industry experts for a series of landmark talks. You can find out more about the Plug It In campaign at standard.co.uk. You're up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock for the Leader podcast for the latest news and analysis from the Evening Standard. We will be back tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. See you then.